Okay, welcome back to Supernova Labs. It's been a minute since I last spoke about Castleborne and everything that's going on there and what's been going on. I know that everybody has their own lives and it's difficult to keep attention on one thing nowadays. So I thought it'd be worth giving an update on everything that's been going on and what we've been doing. Uh, because I know that I think a lot of people they buy NFTs and it's like, okay, well, like one and done. Like I bought an image, let's sell it on, try and flip it, all this kind of thing. We're trying to counter that by providing value beyond the initial purchase of an NFT. And if you own one of the eggs, like thank you very much. Like I'm glad that you're still with us and that you've taken a chance on this. And I hope that we can continue providing value for the chance you've taken with us. And we are looking at the Castleborne Twitter account. So this is probably a good place to start for most. I think this is probably where they connect with us most. If you're not following us already, yeah, it's at castleborn.com. No, sorry, at Castleborn. And our website is castleborn.com, which I've opened up over here already. Leads to Bitcoin Token Exchange. And you can buy the eggs here. So we have an egg for each one of the elements, for fire, air, earth and water. And you can buy them just by swiping these buttons here. And we will send you an egg to a money button account of your choosing. So with that, you'll find them inside of My Tokens under Bitcoin Token Exchange. This is like the home page. You can see them here: fire, water, air, earth. And they appear like this. So you get a 3D model of the object. Yeah, high resolution image of it. And a whole bunch more. This is the fire egg. Surprisingly the most popular out of them. And this is the starter sword. So this is one of the airdrops we did for like 2 egg holders back in November last year. Like if you owned one, we sent you a starter sword that also comes with AR experiences and the same kind of thing that you get with your eggs. So just to talk about that quickly, each one of these comes with an augmented reality experience. So you can open that up on your phone and see it in the world. So going back to our Castleborne account, you can see Vapor here has taken it out into the woods. And you can see he's by this stream. But then the water egg is there too, because it kind of places it in the world. It's like a fun little thing. So after that, like during this time, Semo 3D has started up. So they're a company running an auction contract on Bitcoin SV, and we thought we'd help them out, and we wanted to help them with a model. So we rebuilt a version of this for them. So this is the starter sword version 2 that went to one lucky owner as a Relay X token, not a money button token, just to test that whole system out. And I hope they're enjoying it to this day. So we gave them a bit of an AR experience as well, like a little private thing for them. And I'm looking forward to what Semo 3D does in the future, because like this is the beginnings of a really dope platform. So with this, we started thinking about, well, how do you start building worlds and like social stuff? Because I've always been big on like games and social platforms and things like that. And I used to run co-working spaces, so like that whole social element comes to me like quite naturally. And I wanted to build a virtual world. Like we did a virtual world for the sword, so you could like pick it up and wave it around, but we didn't really get that many people like actually going in there and trying that. I think because, well, either the people couldn't run it in their browser, or they didn't have the headsets, the VR headsets like these ones here. So I've got myself a little Quest headset here that you can run these experiences in. So, considering that's my background, I come from a world where like building virtual worlds and 3D models and all this kind of thing is like kind of the norm. But we wanted to choose something that everybody could access. So we decided to go a little bit further back in time and join Gathertown and build a world here. So you can see here is the Castleborne world. So we have commissioned an artist to design us a starter town. See, a lot of people were asking for Pokemon, and I mean, I love Pokemon, so I can't not oblige. Just as an addendum to that, one of the big values that I'm trying to set with Castleborne is that we don't make promises we can't keep. So while I'm saying Pokemon, like, we're very much like just building this starter town for now as a demo on Gather Town, just test everything out. We're selling land, so if you want to buy a house, we're selling them. So this one's 3 BSV. We have already sold some, so this is one that was 1 BSV, and that goes towards kitting out the inside of it and getting everything set up. So this was bought by Crypto Countess. Like, big thank you to her because she's taken a quite big chance on this. Just like, one of the first people that bought a house. And the point of this thing is that you can link out to other spaces. So, for example, press X, and embedded within this is Real World BSV's website. Real World BSV are one of the two. So I'm Supernova Labs. Real World BSV are like Jay and Ray out in Ohio, and they do loads of work supporting artists across the BSV space. And like, honestly, like, they are I've absolutely forced to be reckoned with, to be honest. Like, they are going to pull BSV into the mainstream like on their own, I can tell you now. And yes, this is the thing, like, you can link out to different images. So for example, we have all of the major wallets here, so as soon as you come in, you can kind of get set up on BSV and move your BSV around so you can buy different things. But then also you can have NFTs within it. So for example, this is a little Jorodogs thing we were testing out. So you can run Jorodogs inside of this world. But also you can run the eggs. So these AR experiences that we created for, well, these like 3D experiences that we created with an AR experience attached, that we created for like just on their own, now are integrated into a virtual world as items. So you can begin to see where this whole thing goes. Now, we're still working this out. This is very much a demo. You can see Billy and Dreamer talking right there. There are private spaces as well, so when you go into these little squares, that you can kind of like just chat with just a few people. But this is where the whole thing starts. Whether we go beyond this, we'll see. I think if we sell all the property in this world, we'll maybe think about doing another town. And there are about 5 or 6 towns that I really want to build to maybe like flesh out the whole world. And we'll take it from there. We'll build it bit by bit. Works for me, works for everybody else. We're not making any promises we can't keep. But as a big piece of news, we've actually been sponsored by Gathertown. So massive thank you to that team. Like, they've seen what we're making here, and they've offered us a 500-person space until the end of this year, which means that we can have up to 500 people in the world at any one time. And yeah, that runs until the end of the year. So yeah, massive thank you to them. Like, if you want to apply to their sponsorship, you can find this this tweet on our thing and apply via their Luma page. Because yeah, wild. Like, this is going to be, like, normally it's like 25 people that you can have at a time, and it really expands the scope of what we can do. Like, if we want to run events in here, we can do now, and a whole host more. I'm really excited to see where this goes. So within Castletown as well, if you go to the information board, there is our Luma page, which allows you to subscribe to this, which means that we can start making some money from this as well, and potentially keep it open past the year, which would be ideal. That would be our like absolutely #1 priority right now. And in this Luma community, we're just getting started with it, but it's a nice place to come and chat with other members outside of like maybe the main world. So that pretty much brings us to where we're at right now. There are other things inside of Castleborne that we're working on right now, such as like mini games. So, for example, there's this pink arcade machine that I've been testing out. I can't interact with it from here. I'll have to fix that. Oh, I can't interact with it full stop. But this black one links out to an Ethereum NFT space. So this was one that was built recently by 6529, one of the crypto punks. And this is a full 3D world that they're building. So I've chosen a link that starts you on top of the building, so you can kind of like just drop off into their main world as well. So you can see how we can start linking all of these spaces together. Which is absolutely dope. So we're not just limited to BSV. I don't want us to be limited to just BSV. I think a lot of the conversations we've been having with the people that have been hanging out in here so far is that because we can link out to other services, like we don't necessarily need to have BSV as like our main integration. The eggs and the sword and the NFTs that we produce, we will be producing on BSV, but that doesn't mean that this needs to be a solely BSV space. We can link out to Ethereum, Solana, Ergo, like Avax, Stacks, all these other massive platforms, and maybe make a space where we can start coming together instead of trying to fight each other all the time. Just as a final thing, Nate has been doing loads of, like Nate from Ashcan Comics has actually really helped in like getting the whole thing started with this. Like they're building the starter town and all this really came from the work that he was doing designing as a comic. So there is a comic you can find on his website. So if we head to his website here, you can see all of his 1,000 Blades stuff. So this is a card game that he's building right now, and he does like live streams of him playing it. I think the first season has ended, but inside the comics thing you can see there is the Castleborne Comic, which you can buy with his tokens, and he has making of NFTs of the whole thing as well. Yeah, please, Linux does as well. Thank you very much, Nate. But as a thank you to Nate as well, we wanted to show you guys our new world. We made another virtual world that will be linking into this Gather Town world soon. And it's a Mozilla Hubs gallery for I think the first completed comic. So you can choose an avatar. So for example, if I can call myself Supernova. Choose any avatar you want. You can add avatars from things like Ready Player Me, for example, but I have my own little webcam astronaut. I'm going to use this guy. And with that, you can see we're inside a world. So you can exit to the Castleborne world from here, but also you can see all of the comic book pages as a gallery, which is, I think, one of the best ways of seeing it, to be honest. There's loads of detail in these that like I didn't really see initially. There are links to Nate's websites again, but I'll leave the rest for you to explore. And with that, that basically concludes the update. I hope that I've answered a lot of questions, I guess, that people might have had about what's going on and what we're doing with Castleborne. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Let me know what you think about the whole thing and where you'd like to see it to go. If you want to buy an egg, you can go to castleborne.com, and then through Bitcoin Token Exchange, I mean, you can go back further through the video, you can work it out from there. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming.